Hello, everyone. My name is Julie, and I am one of Christian Assembly's Kingdom Partners based here in Kenya. And for today's daily touch points, I want to look at our daily reading, which is Galatians 3. So I encourage you to read the full chapter, but I just want to focus on the last couple of verses for this time. So starting in verse 26, it says, "For you are all sons of God through faith in Christ Jesus. For as many of you as were baptized into Christ have put on Christ. There is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither slave nor free, there is neither male nor female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. And if you are Christ, then you are Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise." And this is this amazing good news kind of passage where the things that once divided us should no longer be, because the unity of Christ makes us brothers and sisters. The gospel, the good news of Jesus, and the way that he's invited us to follow him and to love him and to know him should create unity. And it's so amazing because while this is here and is a guide for us and is a truth for us, it's also evident that there are still so many divisions even among us as followers of Christ. And in this season where politically there's a lot of division, there's along religious lines, denominations, the things that keep us apart, issues of gender and race, and the ways that certain people who are brothers and sisters of Jesus, brothers and sisters in Christ, have often been excluded, or there have been times where injustice continues to be allowed. And I appreciate that Paul, in this word, he talks about in Christ there is no longer these divisions. These things no longer apply in the same way, that because of the love of Christ, because of the good news, because of the ways that he's welcomed us into his family, that there needs to be hospitality amongst us. There needs to be the unity of, above all, we are his kids. There needs to be room for discussion, of course, but there also needs to be room for one another. And that needs to supersede any of the things that we allow to keep us apart. I encourage you in this time where when we go onto Facebook or other social media platforms where it can be easy to quickly respond to something that probably creates more division than unity, I feel like it's really important for us to be mindful and prayerful and to not always need to be right. And I don't say any of that to mean that we shouldn't speak up for truth or that we shouldn't speak against injustices. Like, that's what we're called to. But there's also this piece of, how do we live in unity with one another? How do we love one another well? How do we follow Jesus together? And so may God give us wisdom, may he lead us in this, and may we do it from a place where ultimately it's because we're his children, which means that we know who we are. We know that we're loved. We know that we belong. We know that there's a place for us, but then there's also a place for the others who are alongside us. So may we make that kind of room within our hearts, our minds, our choices today. May we love God well, and may we love our neighbors too.